Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm here to teach you how to set up my game Hands of Time. Hands of Time is a 54 card game for one player. You are trapped inside time. To escape, you must fix the clock before the hour strikes 12 without being caught by Father Time, or you will be trapped in time forever. There are 54 cards, 2 clock hands, an hour hand, and a minute hand, 12-hour cards numbered 1 through 12, and they have a back. Then 3 bell cards and 3 hourglass cards. There are also 30 gear cards and 2 player cards and 1 wrench card. To set up the game, start by setting out enough room. You will need to shuffle the 30 gear cards, flip them over, shuffle them, and place them face down in a circle to create the time track. You might find it easiest to start with spots 1, 3, and 6. Let's see, 1, 3, 6, and 9. North, south, east, west, and then, no, not 1, 3, sorry, 12, 3, 6, and 9, and then place your other cards. And that way you can set the clock. It's time track. Now these cards will not be used in the game, and it pulls out 12 random cards out of the game. I'm playing with this. There we go. All right. Now you will need to shuffle these cards. I like to flip them over, shuffle, because now that we've flipped the deck over, this will be the card that goes in spot 1. And I like to count as I place them out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now none of these cards were in their correct spot. If they had been, if this 11 had been here, I would flip it over when I set it there. However, it is not in its correct spot. So this is a difficult setting because there are no cards in their correct spot to start the game. Now you will add the bell cards and the hourglass cards with the rest of the gear cards. Shuffle those and deal out 3. This will be your starting hand. And actually you can deal out 3 before adding the others. All right, now you'll want to pick which player you'll play. Will you play the male player card or the female player card? I always like to play the female card, so I will just delete the male card. So there's the female card, and here is Father Time at the top above the 12 spot, and the player card down below the 6 spot. Okay, and the wrench card off to the side. So how to play? What you'll do is you will choose one of the 3 drawn cards. Decide if you will play the card to move an hour card or to move the player card. If you decide to move an hour card, first move Father Time around the outside of the time track for the same number of spaces as on the gear card. If you move either the hour card along the time track or the player card along the outside of the time track, for this, you'll move either one. So for example, I decide to move my player card 2. Father Time does not move when the player card moves. She moves 2 spaces, and the player card will always go clockwise around the clock, as will Father Time. Neither of those will ever go counterclockwise. However, the gear cards show which way you can move the hour cards. I draw a card. Now I have drawn an hourglass card. The hourglass cards, these could be used to move a card X number of spaces, 1 through 4, and you can move, the player card will only move clockwise for 1 to 4, or if you use an hour card, you can move it counter or regular clockwise. But you can never use this card to move Father Time. So I will decide to use one of these gear cards, the 1, and the arrow is, this one is pointing counterclockwise, and if you look on the clock it goes this way, whereas this arrow is pointing clockwise, and I would move cards that way if I move an hour card. So I will choose to move 1 counter, and before I move an hour card I must move Father Time, because he moves forward and he senses time just before it's about to happen, so it causes him to move first. So he will move 1 place. He moves the same number of spaces as on the gear card. And now I can move the hour card that I choose to move, and I will choose to move this 10 1 space. Now the 10 will now cover the 8, and I will not be able to move the 8 until I have moved the 10 off of this spot. Draw another card, flip, and now I will look and see what I desire to move. That was a good card pick for me because I can move this 2. So I will use this, move Father Time first 2 spaces. Let's rotate him. I like to move him, rotate him. And now I can move the hour card. Now because the hour card is now in its correct spot, I flip it over so that I can visually quickly see which cards are now in their correct spots. Draw a card. Bell card. Now with the bell cards always cause the hour hand to move 1 space forward. So the hour hand is currently pointing at the 6 o'clock. Now the hour hand will move 1 space to point to the 7 o'clock. And now I will move Father Time. Father Time will move 1 space. If you see the Sith at the bottom right, the number under there is 1, so he moves forward 1 space. And now this is discarded. Card. Okay, I am going to use this to move the player card, and I will move her 4 spaces forward since I can move up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discard that. Alright, now I look and see which cards I'd like to move next. I will move, like to move that. Let's see, kind of look and see what cards I'd like to move. Let's move this 3 2 spaces. So I'm going to use this 2, this gear card right here. So I move Father Time 2 spaces. Now I will move this 3 2 spaces, and we are going counterclockwise since this shows it goes counterclockwise the clock. Draw a card. Alright. My goal is always to keep my player character as far ahead as possible, and I like this 3 here, so I'm going to use it to move my player 3 spaces forward. Discard it. Alright, let's see. I want to move this 1, but I can't move it there unless I move those first. So let's see what else I can more easily move. Can't move that the direction I want yet. And the 9 is covered by the 3. So can't move the 4 yet. Let's let's move this 5. And let's move it clockwise, and I would like to move it 2 spaces. So 1, 2, Father Time moves. Move the 5, 1, 2. Now it is covering the 11, and I discard that. Draw a card. Good. 1 forward. I'll move Father Time 1 forward. Move the 4. Now the 4 is now in its correct spot, and I can flip it over. There we go. Okay. Looks like it automatically flipped it for me. Three. Let's see. I can't move that one yet. Let's move on to, let's, my 3s are going in the wrong direction. I want those to move that one that way, but I can't yet. So let's see. I don't want to put that there because I need to move the 7 there. And I don't want to move the 12 quite yet. I'm kind of in a pickle, so I'm going to just move my player card so I can use up one of these cards, and this one of those 3s is really good. So I will move her 3 and discard a card. Oh good, now I got 3 going this way. I move Father Time 1, 2, 3. Now I can move this card counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3. Flip it and discard my card. Yay, now I have 3 cards in their correct spot. I'm doing pretty well here. Alright, 1 forward, counterclockwise, and that is the direction, because if you rotate this you can see that is the direction the 7 would go with this card. So that is what I want to do. I will move Father Time 1 space, move 1 to the correct spot, and we are rolling. I'd like to get this 3 over here. I don't have, I could do 1 and 1. However, I don't want Father Time to catch me, so I will play this to move my player character 3. You gotta keep ahead of him. It's a little cat and mouse mechanic to keep Father Time from catching you. Bell card, well, it's a good thing I moved my player character. Father Time wouldn't have caught her, but he would have gotten closer, as he will move 3 with this card. So first I move the hand. Our hand moves now to point to the 8 spot of the clock card, and Father Time will move 3. 1, 2, 3, and I discard the card. Oop. All right, that's a good card, and I think I will move Father Time 1. I will move this 3 counterclockwise and discard, draw a card. I will move my player character 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. Discard, draw a card. Then I will move Father Time 1 to be able to use this 1 counterclockwise. Move this 3, and the 3 is in the correct spot. Okay. Oh good, these are some really good cards. So I will use this 4 to move my player character. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now the player character can never catch up to Father Time. So I could not use this and move 3 because I cannot come to where Father Time's spot is. I can't come up to him or past him. And I'm pretty far ahead. It's 10 spots, so I think I will stay where I'm at and see what I can move. Now this card is a 9, while this is a 6. I want to move the 6 2 this way, so I think I'll just go ahead and do that. Move Father Time 2, and I will use one of my Hourglass cards because I can use 1 to 4 spaces, counter or clockwise, and move the 6, flip it, and there we go. And I have 3 cards left in the deck. You can see that number showing up. Oh, there we go. Another. Now we're pointing to the 9 o'clock. Father Time will move 2 spaces. Draw a card. Okay, Let's see. Probably should start moving this 5 off of here and moving this 8. I think I'll start with the 5. 1, 2, 3. And the 3 is clockwise. 1, 2, 3. Father Time is getting close there, and as soon as I discard a card, I will shuffle. So I'm going to use this so I can shuffle it back into here, and I will use it as a 4 to move my player character forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I will flip, shuffle the deck, and draw another card. Oh, unlucky first draw. It is now 10 o'clock, 2 more hours. Oh, and Father Time will move 1. 2 more hours before the clock strikes 12. Now, oh, another one. All right, at this point, what I'm going to do is I am going to use my wrench card. The wrench allows you to fix the clock or work with the clock and be able to shuffle both the discard and the draw pile back together. The wrench card can be used after a bell has been drawn, but before it activates. So I'm going to use it before this activates. If it's used this way, then I will discard the bell card and shuffle the discard and draw piles together. That does actually put that other bell card back in the deck, so I'm not sure that's the wisest strategy, but I'm going to do it. All right, let's see what happens. Now this, on what you see, you might see the broken wrench on the other side of the card when you flip it. However, my graphics aren't showing that up, even though it should be there. So I'm going to just rotate it 90 degrees, showing that I have used that card. All right, let's see if I can finish fixing the clock before the clock strikes 12 or Father Time catches me. Let's see, I need to move this 9 so I can put this 5 here. And I want the 9 to go here to this 12 spot, the 11 there, and 1 there, and so forth. So let's start, let's see, I don't want to move the 8 on the 12. I could move it 1 spot. I think I will do that. All right, I'm going to use the 1. I'm going to move Father Time 1 space and move the 8 1 space counterclockwise. It does cover the 11, but I have a plan. I'm actually going to use, I'm going to use this 2 to move my player card 2 spaces. Gotta keep ahead of Father Time because next I'm, ooh, bad luck, bad luck. And Father Time will move 2. 1 more bell card and I will be trapped in time. All right, let's move. This will move 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's use the 4. Father Time will move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, he's getting too close. Too close, too close. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I going to draw? Okay, I'm going to use this 3 to move my player character. 1, 2, 3. I still have several cards. I might not be able to do it. Oh, that's good. That's some good luck there. This 9's got to go all the way over here. 12 there. Let's use this. Well, maybe. Tempted to use that to move my player character, but I think I will hold off and move. Let's move this 9 1 space counterclockwise. So Father Time moves 1. The 9 will move 1 space counter. That one there. And oh, bong! My last bell card has drawn. It is 12 o'clock and I am trapped inside time. I lose. So this is Hands of Time. There's different strategy options with using the wrench card and which cards you use to move your player character forward. And of course the cards under that we've pulled out, these cards will randomize the deck of what cards are in the deck and which ones are not. So I hope you like my game and enjoy it.